Yo, what up? This your boy DJ 250 FTS 518 podcast in the building with
Mike Gomez,
AKA. You don't got the AKA.
No AKA.
But yo, all right. So listen, this is what we doing right now. This episode right here is an entrepreneur edition.
Right.
So what I want you to do is tell us a little bit about yourself, the store, the family, whatever you want to conversate about.
Well, I opened my store in around the beginning of 2020, beginning of the pandemic, where we had basically nothing to do. We were planning ahead, and there was not a lot going on in our lives, so we were home most of the time, and we were scared of going out, whatever the case was. So I had a lot of time to kind of like figure a new chapter in my life and kind of where I want to go from here. So I started to think, and I started playing video games more, and that's where the idea came from. Like, I had more time for my video games, and I said, wow, I forgot how much I missed these video games.
Now that you got the time.
Exactly, I have this time. Why not spend more time with them?
On your video games, like a whole relationship.
Yeah.
So let me ask you this. Being that you started in a time where people didn't know what was going to happen, did you have a fear of opening a business? Because sometimes people are scared to start opening a business because, remember, you have to pay rent a bunch of months before you even make anything back. So did you have a fear before you started?
Sleepless nights. Just the more I got into it, the more afraid I started to like get like discouraged, and I started thinking about failure, possible failure, and how would I even start? All kinds of questions. Couldn't sleep. Was always nervous about losing my investment, and things like that was all on my mind. So it was like I was a nerve wreck. Like I was.
So I'm gonna ask you this: what made you push through it, and what would you tell somebody that's thinking of opening up a store? It don't have to be a game store, but starting a business in general. What advice would you give them from your experience from opening up?
Stay firm with your goals. Like if you draw up a goal, like don't just like, should I say, pursue your goal without putting any type of burdens on yourself, if you will. I don't know if that sounds right.
Mm-hmm.
Like a lot of people start like thinking about, like myself started thinking about, if I fail, things like that. Those are burdens like stones I set for myself to trip on, and basically had to figure my way around them. So what I want people to understand that if you apply yourself, you can do anything you want in life.
All right, let me ask you this, right? Did you set any goals as far as, like, now you've been open for almost 3 years. Do you feel successful from the time you opened till now? Did you reach the goals you wanted to reach, or you didn't have any goals as far as where you made it to?
I had goals, and a lot of the stuff, honestly, that I live in today are kind of like unexpected, and things that start to tie together as you go, and the more work you put into your whatever you're into, it starts like to tie together and starts to like when you're building a blanket and you're knitting, and suddenly everything's looking like it's supposed to. But with me, my experience has been a little different because there's been so many unexpected things. Things are tying together the way I expected, but the fact that my store is being featured in a film, in certain sceneries, and just the overall growth, and the support that I've gotten from my community and my friends and family. Like, I have a great social network that back me up, and they support me 100%. And those are the things I didn't expect. There was a time in my life where I would hit rock bottom, and I had barely any supporters and things like that. So I thought this was one of those situations, but turned out to be wrong about that.
Yeah. So you feel like more people supported you that you didn't expect to support you?
Yes, I got a lot more support than I expected.
Okay. Now, for someone that has never been a customer in your store, what do you feel is the difference between you and your competitors?
Community is the first. difference. Most stores are like they have a set, way of working, and they do have their system where they don't really interact much with the customers, and they're not much about community. And I understand they have policies they have to abide by and things like that. But when it comes to the game jungle, we try to form a one-on-one relationship with every customer, everyone that walks in the door, whether you buy something or not. Just walking in the door, you're a supporter. So we treat you as that, and you could probably spread the word later. You don't even have to buy anything. Like, you could just be a word of mouth type of advertisement for us. So we treat you as that. Like, you're a customer, buy or not. Like, and did I lose track of the question?
Nah, and I'm gonna say this: as a customer, for the very first time when I came in, he stayed like 2 hours later because we was just talking the whole time. The crazy thing is that we actually went to the same junior high school in the Bronx, which is ill.
Yeah.
And it was one of those things, like, a lot of the times when you meet people, you feel like a connection or whatever. And hearing the stories of the time, I do remember, like, I remember. My thing is, what I remember mostly about junior high school was the lunchroom. We had beats at the salad bar, like we had the ill salad bar at 166. Yeah. But I'm saying this as a customer. The first time I came in, I was like, yo, how tidy the place is. You could tell that he has, what is it, ADD or OCD? He has super OCD because
extreme OCD.
Everything was like perfect. Yeah. Every game, from the Wii U, the PS2 to the guitars on the rack. So exactly what he said. As a customer, I really enjoy coming here.
Thank you.
You know what I'm saying? It's a 30-minute ride. It's in Amsterdam. What I also want to ask you is, as one of the businesses in this downtown area, which is they're starting to grow, do you feel like you're inspiring some of the other businesses in the area?
I feel like I am. I've had multiple conversations with different people that are afraid of taking that leap, and I have inspired them. I have told them my story, despite all the adversity that I had to face, and throughout the pandemic. Losses in the family, friends, very close people, such as my brother who passed away in August.
Sorry for your
loss. Thank you. I had a lot of things that were like kind of setting me back, and I still stayed the course. And so I use that as an inspiration for everyone who walks in my door, anybody who's planning to open a business. I have inspired directly and indirectly. And I know that people see the growth and they are inspired by it automatically. I mean, I know I would be.
All right. So as your last words, like what do you want to tell the people? Like I said, as them becoming first customers, what do you want to tell them about you as your last words?
I want to thank all my customers to begin with. Thanks for your support. I wouldn't be here without you. It's been a long journey so far, over 2 years now, and I'm looking forward to a long relationship with all of my customers, my entire, all fans, whatever you want to call it. We want you to feel welcomed in this store and come in whenever you want, whether it's for conversation. Grab a cup of coffee at Stewart's and we'll just,
You should have coffee here already.
Yeah, no, I will have. No, that's one thing I'm going to add, like a coffee fountain to.
He said a coffee fountain.
I can't sell the coffee because
but you can
permit purposes. Yeah, but I can give out, if you want to have a cup of coffee, we'll have it.
So let me ask you this. What do you see in the future for your store within the next 5 years? We're not even going to do 10 years. We're going to do the next 5 years.
5 years. We're looking at expansions, branching out. We're working on our first expansion, which is on this current store, and we are looking to open up the place and do better things, like getting games before street date and having those, ready for the customers for street date. We're branching out, hopefully. Don't know if we'll stay in town, but we're actually branching out, maybe to Schenectady or to some surrounding counties.
So you plan on expanding?
Yeah, I planning on expanding, yeah.
Nice. Your boy 250?
Mike G, a.k.a. Mike G.
Peace.